And here we go once again with another episode of Cosmic Debris. I am one of your hosts, Andy George, and this is my partner all the way from Topeka, Kansas, TJ.
The Jerk.
Better known as the Jerk.
Hey, the wall-eyed motherfucker.
That wall-eyed motherfucker.
How you doing, Andy George?
I'm good, man. Always a pleasure to get together and talk shit about things.
Definitely.
Even people.
Got a lot of shit to talk about.
Got a lot of shit to talk about. One of the things I want to bring up before we get going,
this is getting
we're getting going, but before we start rolling on other stupid shit, Jerry Stiller just died. He was 92.
No shit, I did not hear that.
He died, man. And you know what? He was a funny motherfucker.
Oh, he was.
And he was in a lot of movies, believe it or not, man.
He was.
But his two things were, he was Arthur Spooner on The King of Queens.
Yes.
And he was Frank Costanza on Seinfeld. So, hats off to Jerry, man. You were a comic genius, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. You know who he was married to. They were a comedy team.
Yeah.
Ann Mira.
She was Spence Olchin's mother on King of Queens. That was Spence's mom.
Really? I did not know
that.
I did not know that.
I can't think of her friggin' name now, but yeah. And he was always avoiding her and shit.
That was a funny show.
That was a funny show because, he was off the charts.
But the Costanza part was even funny because him and Kramer, they came up with that man's ear thing,
The man's ear thing, yeah.
The man's ear.
And probably one of the biggest things he'll remember for on Seinfeld, he created his own holiday, which was Festivus.
Festivus, that's right.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Yeah, it's like an aluminum pole.
Good. That was pretty funny. I remember that. That was a funny show.
That was a funny show. But he was in the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, the original.
Did not know that.
And Airport 75. He was also in that.
Did not know that one.
Yeah, so he did a lot of movies, believe it or not.
He did.
He was in Zoolander too, and did the voice on some cartoons.
Right? His son was, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Ben. Yeah, that was Ben. But he was a funny dude, man. I think he'll be
missed.
Definitely, he will be missed because he was funny, especially. And I knew a guy, and I know this guy. I know a guy. I know a lot of guys, but not in that way. But he told me his mom and dad were just like Frank and Estelle Costanza.
Really?
And I said, dude, I would love to see that. That's got to be some funny shit. Did you know anybody whose parents were like that? Always arguing. No, funny, but always arguing and fighting like that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, too many sometimes remember specifically. But,
right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and that was the fun ones because if you're over there, like with your friend in his house, and all of a sudden they get into it, you're like, oh man, they're as fucked up as my family.
Yeah. That's like, I remember a good buddy of mine, and of course, most of those families are alcoholics. I mean, my buddies was.
Most of the families I hung out with, they were.
Yeah, they were fucking alcoholics, and they would get into it and be like, holy shit. And your buddy's embarrassed. It's like, oh, fuck, come on,
He's embarrassed, but you're like, yeah, come over to my place.
Let me show you some shit, man. My dad walks around in his underwear.
Goldbergs.
That's right, Murray. I told my wife, pretty soon I'll be able to be just like Murray. I just drop my pants at the door and
you come
walk around in my underwear.
Your tidy whities.
Yeah, I don't have tidy whities.
Thank God.
I got some colorful Fruit of the Loom shit.
Yeah, I don't want to look at them.
I ain't offering to show them to you. But you have any good shit happen to you this week, man?
Any good shit? Well, I'm gonna go up and see some family. Go see some family next week, actually. So the good shit was actually being able to talk to my son, and because of this coronavirus thing, we're not going to talk about it anymore. But he's a germ.
He's a phobe. He's a germaphobe.
He is a germaphobe, and amazingly, he works in a hospital, which I just don't fucking get. I mean, if you're a germaphobe, you want to stay far away, or you don't want to even be on a game show where you're the host and you get to touch the host.
Yeah, well, Richard Dawson, man, I mean, he'd be lost now. He wouldn't be getting any wood.
But no, I just wanted to make sure, because I had plans to go up there. Everything was arranged, but just wanted to make sure, if I go, get on the plane, when I get off the plane, go to his house, they're gonna fucking hose me down with bleach or something.
No, he's going to stop in a car wash and make you walk through.
I'll just get on top of somebody's car and just hold the rails.
That's right, yeah, let me get on the top so those bristles hit you.
Bristles are beating me on the back. I might get off on that. But
yeah.
I might have to lay on my back going through that thing.
Yeah, no kidding.
But no, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's good for you, man. Yeah, go up there and visit. I know you haven't been up there in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, especially with this shit. I'm sure you'd be able to. Shouldn't be. The plane shouldn't be full for one. Maybe give you an extra bag of pretzels or something.
Fucking bastards.
I know. I was at the store the other day, and have you ever had some bastard park so close to you that you can't get back in your car?
Fuck me. If I haven't had that happen a few times, and man, and I remember you calling me, and you're like,
I was pissed.
You were pissed. You're like, this fucker park. I said, okay, yeah, that happens to me. I walk over to the other side of the car. I'm usually able to get in, but you were saying...
Yeah, I'm like, oh, come on, man. This is horse shit.
Yeah, and both people were parked close.
Yeah, and it's like, come on, really, you fucking Morris? How did you get out? Unless you're like Twiggy or somebody, some skinny friggin' person, man. Well, they should have like fat guy parking.
They really, it's called handicap parking.
It's called handicap, and I parked in the handicap. Only some other handicap bastard parked that much closer to me.
Fucker.
So maybe he was a really fat bastard and had to roll out the other side.
Yeah, but Jesus, you would think. And that happens all the fucking time, but usually it's not a problem. I'm usually able to squeeze the fuck in.
Yeah.
Only fat, I'll have to push to one side.
Yeah, it's like, let me rearrange this so we can go in first.
But fuck me if that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it happens. It's like, come on, you stupid bastard. Watch where you're parking. You are parked this close to me, and there's no friggin' way I could squeeze in. So I usually leave a little present on the door or window.
Shit.
No, dude, I just blow a big lug on there.
Oh, yeah. That's all right.
I mean, that ain't nothing. I mean, I beat the guy's car up before, and it's like, yeah, okay.
Brown streak on his windshield.
Yeah. No, dude. Let me grab a dead animal and rub it on there, or put it on its windshield.
Dead rabbit's head.
Dead rabbit.
Just squeeze that blood.
You're an ass.
I'm an ass. Duh.
Right now, that rabbit's head is sitting in a tub of chlorine, getting the fur eaten off of it. Added a new skull to my collection.
I was watching this cartoon, this adult. Well, it's a kind of adult, but anyways. Well, it is. It was on Hulu. Just came out this last weekend, and there was this creature from like an alien, and he goes out into the woods. And I should show you. It's funny, and you'll laugh because this is you. He goes out in the woods, and a group of crows come down on him. Right, one attacks him, and then he grabs it by the feet, and he's bashing it on the ground. You see like blood spurt up, and he fucking does it, and grabs its head and pulls its skull out and sticks it on his head. The bird's skull on the top of his head. I'm like, oh, that's Andy George right there.
The skull collector. If you have any unusual animals dead on the side of your freeway, please shoot me an email to cosmic.debris.2020
at gmail.com. And if it's within 100-mile radius, he might go up and get it.
I might come pick it up if it's something really interesting.
Definitely. It's got to be interesting, though.
It's got to be interesting, man. So, and yesterday was Mother's Day, so, I mean, we had... my daughter and the kids came over for the day, but we ordered food takeout. They sell mixed drinks to go.
No shit.
No shit.
Fuck, I can't. That one is hard to fathom.
I know. It's like, here, we'll mix you up a pitcher of margaritas. You could take these with you. Boy, in the old days, where was that shit?
How are they going to know? Okay, the person who picks it up, it's got to be 21.
Got to be 21.
I mean, that kind of shit you're drinking in the restaurant.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But they are selling mixed drinks to go.
Fuck me.
How crazy is that, man? That's pretty insane. But
that's desperate. That's desperate for sales.
Oh, without a doubt, because alcohol is a big money maker. Your profit margin on alcohol is better than anything else in your restaurant.
But I guess the governor ain't going to stop.
I know, that's weird, man.
That is strange.
Hey, where was it in my good old alcoholic days, man?
Jeez. Right?
Yeah, it's like I'm just sitting in the parking lot here. I ain't even coming in.
Mixing my own margaritas in my car.
Yeah, it's like, holy
I'll
crap.
Eat your ribs, but I'm making my own drinks because it's cheaper.
Yeah, that was really weird, man. I was like, okay. I mean, I don't do that, but yeah, you want
I don't do that.
I don't do that anymore. But you want a gallon of margarita to go?
No shit.
Yeah,
how many straws you
really weird. Yeah, how many straws you want with that. So that was really weird. So, we're in the middle of this COVID shit. But, it's sports. What the fuck? The UFC fought the other night.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how many fights they had, but they were on TV.
They actually got within that social distancing range.
That social distancing, apparently the guys were tested like 87 times each before they got in the ring. Well, but there's no fans in the arena. They just had the matches.
Really.
Yeah. No, and the one guy that lost complained to Dana White, who's the head of the UFC, that, hey, man, this guy smelled like alcohol and cigarettes when he stopped the fight.
What the fuck? Who cares?
I mean, he stopped the fight in the middle, because I guess he thought the guy was getting the crap beat out of him, but he doesn't get the crap beat out of him. So at what point do you stop the fight and say, oh, you're beating the crap out of this guy more than he beat the crap out of you?
And you smell like you got booze and cigarettes.
You smell like booze and cigarettes.
That's why you got to hit him harder, fucker. How do you?
Well, that was the ref who he said that stopped the fight smelled like booze and cigarettes.
Oh, the ref that stopped
the fight. The ref stopped the fight.
Oh, okay, I get it.
It smelled like he was like drinking a little Johnny Walker.
Well,
I don't know, man, but it's crazy. I know.
Well, the other sports, I mean, yeah, if you look at all the other major league sports, I mean, baseball obviously ain't
baseball. They're talking. They keep talking. Hey, we're going to start the season here soon, but nothing's happening. Maybe June 1st.
I was looking up on the NBA the other day when you and I brought this subject up, and it was like it says on their schedule it's postponed.
Right.
It's not canceled. It's not what would be not eliminated, but like stopped for the year.
Right. Okay.
No,
yeah.
they're still waiting because they're close to the playoffs.
Just like the NHL. Well, the AHL come out and said we're done for the season.
Really?
Yep, I was reading that on the NHL app today that, hey, we are done for the year.
Okay.
We're shutting down the league for the year.
Right.
So I know you and I are still waiting for the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, there's like 10 to 12 games left in the season.
10 to 12 games left. It's like, hey, let's just get out there and knock this shit out of the park, guys. Even if you don't have fans, man, I need something to watch.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
I'm getting tired of watching reruns of Andy Griffin.
Well, I was going to ask you on that UFC thing. Okay, so they're fighting inside the ring or the octagon.
Right.
And there were no crowd noises. Did they even fake crowd noises?
No, all I saw were the highlights on ESPN. So I didn't watch the fights, but I saw the highlights on ESPN. It's like, okay.
Did it make it any less interesting?
I used to be a big UFC fan, not so much, but it would be interesting to have a tag team UFC match. That would be freaking, because these guys are really beating the shit out of each other.
They fucking...
Oh, yeah, really, man, they get them in chokeholds and shit.
They do. They get them on the ground, they get them chokeholds, or they just get them down in the elbows, right to the bush. Yeah. Boom, boom, and the blood's coming, and it's got to really fucking flow before the ref stops it.
Yeah, and I remember watching the UFC in the beginning, and it was great because there were no weight divisions. It was like whoever could beat the shit out of the other guy is the ultimate fighter. And there were only a few rules back then, and one of them, you couldn't gouge the guy in the eyes. I mean, you could punch him in the nuts. You couldn't bite him, but you could pull the guy's hair. You could do all kinds of shit, man, at the very beginning of this. And that was the ultimate fighter. And sometimes you would fight 4 or 5 times in a night to be the ultimate fighter.
Oh.
And that was really the ultimate fighter, dude. He would have like 3 to 4 matches, with these other guys who won. It was like, okay, man, just like the playoffs, we're narrowing it down to the last 2 guys standing.
That can barely see. Their eyes are
barely see. They're swollen. And it's like, okay, man. Yeah, and there were no time limits. So, I mean, the sport has evolved. It's less brutal.
It's less brutal. It's more fan people.
Yeah, it's more fan based.
A lot of people don't want to see it get that nasty, but, we grew up.
We grew up with nastiness.
Beating our neighbors up and shit. And
getting beat when you go home.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's an interesting sport. I'm not doing anything on pay-per-view.
Thank
so,
God.
Yeah, no kidding.
I wouldn't pay for a few. I did one time. I had a bunch of friends from work. This was back in the 80s. And it was a fight between, I think it was a heavyweight for the championship. I don't know who it was, but fucking Dwayne Bobbitt was in it, right?
Yeah.
And I had everybody, I'm like, okay, pay-per-view. It was like $90 or something. Everybody's got to kick in at least 10.
Right.
Come over to the house. And it didn't even last one fucking round. And it was like, what the fuck? I paid this kind of money.
I paid this kind of money and the fight's over. Oh, man, I went and sneezed and it's over.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's crazy stuff. But, let's hopefully sports will get back to normal here because I need me some sports. I need me some concerts.
I need me some contact sports.
I need me some contact sports, man.
Yeah, the NHL thing is really got me down. That's my gig.
Yeah, I know. I know you're a big hockey guy. I'm a big hockey guy. So let's get back to it. Hopefully baseball will start up. Let's see what the hell happens.
Maybe they can have ultimate fighting baseball.
That'd be cool. The guy with bats, man, and like the catcher mask and stuff.
And just like, we're going to bean you. You stand at the plate, you duck, because I'm going to bean you. And if you duck, you're fine. But if you don't duck, all right.
Yeah, no kidding. Right in the melon.
Fucking.
So I've been out shopping a few times, and why isn't anything made in America anymore? I mean, now we are. There are some things, but I think through this shit that we're understanding that we can make our own shit here. You know
why? You know why it's outsourced?
Sure, it's cheaper,
man. It's cheaper.
It's cheaper, sure. I mean, we don't want to pay the union guy $22.
How many times you see some of these celebrities that own like some part of clothing lines, and they find out that they got child labor that are just sitting in there naked, just shitting and pissing while they're working, and 20 cents an hour. Or something.
So what they do is just bump them up to $1.
Yeah,
and keep making my stuff.
Keep working. I mean, and it's like, I get it. It's like going to another foreign country and you can get cheaper labor.
Right. Everything's cheaper.
And it's like some of it is child labor. And you know what? Maybe that. I'm not saying that it's a good thing.
Right.
But maybe
child labor. Well, they used to have child labor, but then they had the child labor laws here.
If those kids need money to live on, you're going to take away their income
because daddy's at home smoking opium. hey, little Ping Chang, go to
Ping Chang Wang,
Chim Bong Wang. Yeah, you go to that factory and you go to that Chinese food store and make us some food. Yeah, no kidding. But it's just really weird, man. Most of our shampoos not made here. But now we're starting to make stuff again. Here because we need it. We decided to retool our factories to make all these little masks. These surgical masks.
Oh yeah, the masks.
They're making these plastic face shields or like sneeze guards for people.
And can you imagine the money because I see some of the weirdest looking masks out there. Yeah. I mean, some weird, but some designed, and it's like. I went to wash gas my car up, right, and get a car wash, drive through the car wash, get out, and you're vacuuming your own car. And there's people on both sides of me wearing their masks. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm not going to wear my mask while I'm vacuuming out my car. Are you that fucking paranoid?
Yeah, no, I ain't paranoid about any of that shit. Because, hey, when's the last time you've been to the doctor and you had a hot doctor?
Oh, well... Not that long ago, because I do have one of my doctors who's a specialist, and I know she's got teenagers.
Oh,
and she's probably in her mid to late 40s. She runs.
Oh yeah, so she's fit doctor.
And she's got a Facebook page, and she's really attractive.
Yeah.
Not that I want to fuck her per se,
but yeah,
I like thinking about her.
It's a nice thing when she's giving you a rectal exam and stuff. Checking your prostate.
Was that kind of doctor.
Oh, she's not that kind. That's
no, but I did have one really fucking long fingers though, and she was like, okay, well,
she's way up there,
way the fuck.
It's
up
like,
there.
wait a minute,
but she was on crutches, so I didn't.
Oh, I thought she was like breaking the barrier there.
Nah, she'd come on those little hand crutches. And
okay, with like polio crutches.
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
It's like. No, I'm not going to think of it. Yeah,
polio crutches.
Kind of attractive, but the crutches turned it off.
The crutches were a bad thing.
They were not good.
Yeah. So you ever been out in a crowd, in the middle of a crowd, and get caught in the middle of a pick?
Of a what?
A pick. Like picking your nose or shifting your cajones.
Probably.
Yeah, it's like, oh man,
don't bother me.
I'm digging in there.
Yeah.
I'm 4 knuckles deep in my nose.
It's like driving in my car and I'm at a stoplight. It's like if I'm singing, and I look over, people watching me, and I'm like,
if I'm picking, it's like, hey, you ever seen one of these?
Sure. Like flick it out, try to flick it out the window toward them, but the window's up and it just kind of sticks on my window.
It gets stuck on their window. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, that's kind of like a hate crime.
That's a drive-by boogering.
Boggering. Cottaging.
What?
There's a lot of terms in foreign countries for different things that we would... Cottaging is 2 people having sex in their car.
Oh, okay, like cottaging. I thought that's why you went to like Motel 6 or something. You were cottaging.
Motel 8.
That's crazy shit, man.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah. So I know you have a son and I have a daughter. And have you ever been one of those parents who are so caught up in their kid's sport you got yourself involved?
I was, and I had to remove myself. Now It's with my grandkids. Last time I was up there, my grandson, who's 9, he was in there. They're having like this basketball game, and they're like, you know, not tournaments, but like a season. They play other, you know, from the area, and I'm doing it, man. I'm like, you know, wow, go get him, get that ball, run, hurry, back.
Oh, that call sucked. Which game are you watching?
My daughter-in-law is laughing her ass off because I'm so fun. She's competitive. I know she's competitive.
Yeah.
Because the last time I was up there, my son says to me, because he was an only child, like your daughter's an only child. We didn't like push him. You know, if you don't want to play soccer or whatever, do whatever, you know, that's fine. But, you know, he isn't into that competitiveness. My daughter-in-law's the youngest of 4, and she is competitive. And my son said to me, he says, my wife says that our son he's not good. And I'm like,
he kind of stinks at this.
He sucks. And I'm like, well, you know what? What I'm seeing, he's not that great, but he doesn't cry.
Yeah.
He tries his heart out.
Yeah.
And he gives everything he's got.
Yeah.
And that to me is what's really more important.
Right.
You don't give up.
Best guy.
You keep going.
Yeah. Even if that's not a concussion. Just rub some dirt on it.
So every team sport has got, you know, their what do they call those? Not scrub players, but like bench players.
Right. Yeah. So he wasn't the worst. He was like in the middle of the pack.
Yeah. Maybe down in the last quarter of the pack.
Yeah. He's like with Timmy Lupus on Bad News Bears. Let Lupus play. Oh, you're putting in Lupus? Oh,
every kid's got to play, man.
Every kid's got to play, yeah. So give me the Timmy Lupus thing. But yeah, I remember, and I just happened to be brought up.
I know you coached your daughter.
Oh, I made my coach. Yeah. She was in high school. I made myself the assistant coach of the girls' freshman team in high school. I'm like, because he had some young kid who was coaching. Dude was just out of high school. Well, you be the coach. I said, that ain't happening, dude. I'm the assistant coach. Well, you got to go. No, I don't. You got to go to the. No, I don't. I'm the assistant coach. Like it or not, I'm the assistant coach. Because the bastard was always late for practice, too. I'm like, dude, you're supposed to be the coach. Why aren't you here beforehand setting shit up for these girls?
Right.
So I'm there, you know, and he'd show up 20 minutes later. You tell him, hey, practice is at 4:30. I expect you to be there at 4:15. Because I am.
Getting warmed up.
Yeah. Let these girls go out and run around and do some shit till we start practicing. But yeah, because I happened to be watching, and it come up with some video, and I mean this crack shit, and we now have a Twitter account.
You mean electronic
handheld devices. I call it crack because it is addicting. Because I had seen something about kids, you know, and their parents getting really involved. I mean, there's been fights. There's been somebody
between parents
because they're yelling at each other about their kids. It's like they're kids, man. They're kids. Well, your son just beat the crap out of me in a hockey game. Well, your son's a pussy. So get over it. But we just set up a Twitter account the other week,
right?
And I'm still trying to figure out how to use it, man. I got no friggin' idea.
Yeah, this last weekend I was on there. I mean, I've had a Twitter account for a while. I think the last time I used it was 2016. Right. It was something to do with a hockey thing, and so I'm like, okay, so we're our podcasts are available on Twitter.
On Twitter, right? And what is it under? Andy Jerk.
Andy Jerk. You can search Andy Jerk or at Andy Jerk
at Andy Jerk.
Andy and the Jerk. You'll find us, but. Yeah, so I'm on there this week, and I'm looking around, trying to figure out, okay, how do I... Because I had find people or find, things or follow, and when I follow someone, so I'm fucking an addict, man. I'm on there, and I'm like looking at stuff, and I'm like, she looks pretty good, or that, and it's like, okay, I'm going to follow. So I hit follow, and then it opens up, other selections that person follows,
right?
And that I can look at those other people, and follow them if I want. And it just like 2 hours later, I'm like going, what the fuck am I doing here?
I know, I was here this morning, I'm like, wait a minute, man.
You were.
Yeah, I'm like, what's this chick got to say? Okay, yeah, and...
you kept turning around, look at this.
I'm like, yeah, but this chick is standing there.
I don't know how to get out of here. How do I get out of here?
Yeah, she's got green hair and a butcher knife with blood all over it.
I'm like, that's my girl.
Yeah, that's your girl.
That's my girl.
Yeah, I want to follow her. Okay, I want to follow her home.
There's a really good show on Netflix.
Hey, if you're in prison or have been in prison, please email the Jerk. at cosmic.debris.2020 at gmail.com.
Right. Send a picture.
So, he wants to see a picture. A recent picture.
And even if you have pictures of the crime scene, that's okay too.
Send those.
I don't care if you murdered somebody. If you're hot with a knife,
I'll come visit you in prison. If you can catch us in prison, yeah.
Depends on where the prison's at. I might put money on your commissary.
That's right. Or at least I'll bring a couple rolls of quarters when I come visit.
Actually, the machines take dollars.
Oh, do they? Oh, okay.
Oh, hell yeah. They got it all worked out.
Yeah.
They charge you for taking pictures, too.
They charge you what?
They charge you for taking pictures. You buy these tokens, and you can have a picture with
your inmate. Oh, I was reading an article. Do you know?
Probably not, but go ahead.
But okay, there was a guy who ran for president from prison.
Yes, that's a Tiger King guy.
No. This was in 1920. A guy named Eugene Debs.
Wow. What was he in prison for?
He was in prison because he spoke out against the U.S. involvement in World War I, and they threw him in jail for speaking out.
Oh, Jesus.
So he's in jail, and he decided to run for president.
And?
1920. Well, he got 1 million votes.
Fucking A, really?
Yeah, in 1920, man. Yeah, I was like, oh, shit. I don't even know how we got on that subject except for the prison bitch
He ran under the con party.
Yeah.
I'm a con.
I would like to have one of those buttons. Vote for me, I'm a con.
Who was his vice president?
Yeah.
His cellmate? Or?
That's right. Uncle Carl.
That's another story.
That's another story for another day. You know what? I was thinking about some things for future episodes, and I think next week, and I think this is going to be a 2-part episode, we're going to talk about reality TV and how fucked up reality TV is, man.
It's out of control. It's another
addiction. I'm like, how do you watch this fucking crazy shit?
It's amazing because I do download and stream a lot of shows because I'm a crack addict, and more than maybe not more, but close to at least a half are reality-based TV shows.
Yeah,
and they range from everywhere to I'm the 16-year-old baby mama.
See, that's the one that drives me friggin' nuts. So here, hey, you know what? Why don't you go get knocked up, sweetie, and we can get a TV show out of you and your little bastard kid.
Yeah.
Yo, what is it? Teenage Moms or some shit?
Yeah, and we'll follow you from the moment of conception.
As of moment of conception with your prison boyfriend.
And then you give birth, and then how shitty of a parent are you at 16
how
when
shitty
the baby
of a
comes
That's
out?
right. I'm like, hey, what, you fucking morons, there's protection out there. Wear it, man, because at 16, you ain't ready for nothing.
Yeah, but why not?
Why not?
If there's a chance that you can make some big bucks by being a douchebag and going on a reality, you look at that. What was that really fat chick and Baby Boo Boo?
Honey Boo Boo.
Honey Boo Boo.
Right.
And it was like, you're gonna you're fat kid, and you're a fucking fat mom, and you're gonna fucking run.
She liked ribs.
She liked whatever the fuck she liked. I think I watched part of an episode. I'm like,
God.
and then
that was some hillbilly shit.
It kept going on and on and on.
I think there's like a Honey Boo Boo 4 coming out.
And then My Little Sweet Princess.
Yeah,
like a beauty pageant, and they're 6 years old. And
it's like, oh yeah,
horse.
beauty pageant. It's like, so you're whoring out your kids at an early age to make a buck.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, so why not just let them be porn stars?
Well, if you look at Brooke Shields.
Oh yeah, Brooke was in. I'm trying to think of what the hell movie that was. Pretty Baby. That's right, man. Pretty Babies.
And the actual mother of Brooke Shields, she said, "I'm going to allow my daughter to be naked." She's like 13 or 14 something, right? Now, it didn't fuck her up, from what I understand. Brooke Shields turned out to be a pretty good person.
Right.
But the role itself is like, I'm going to auction off my daughter's virginity.
Right.
This girl's
I got a price, right.
For a price, and they bring her in on like this table thing, and she's all dolled up, and I'm like,
yeah.
So let's make a fucking millions of dollars movies on this subject.
Right.
It's like Roman Polanski.
He cannot
come to this country.
That's right, because of what he was
having sex with some 15-year-old.
Right, okay.
And I was telling you this last weekend or sometime last week after our last show, was looking at some stuff online. I'm like, what the fuck is the age of consent in some of these countries?
Right.
And he's from Poland, from what I remember.
Yeah, right.
And the age of consent there for sex is 14.
Wow.
Now, 14 is still a fucking child.
Well, without a doubt, man.
I mean, they still...
Well, maybe not in Poland. I don't know. They are really... They're still kids, even in Poland. Even in some European countries.
They're still kids.
They're still kids at 14. Right.
You know, and they're barely getting their pubic hair, and maybe they got their period and stuff, but...
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy when you think of some of these countries, man, and what was it? What was that? Remember Jerry Lee Lewis? He married his cousin, and she was 13.
Yeah.
Well, that was some.
That was from.
Yeah, that was hillbilly shit.
But it was hillbilly. It was hillbilly kind of shit.
Right.
And the parents consented, and they're both fine. But he wasn't. He was like
13.
20 or something. Right.
Yeah.
Playing music and like, I want to marry my 13-year-old cousin.
That's right. I want to marry my third cousin, Maybelline.
Jesus. Fucking
yeah, Maybelline. But yeah, I think for a future, we're going to talk about just reality TV shit because it drives me friggin' nuts.
I know it does.
I know, but there was one reality TV show, and we'll get into that.
There's a few that we like.
Right? Yeah. It's like, okay, watch this because I want to see how these guys really fuck you.
Glass blowing or knives.
That's right. When we're watching, right, the tattoo thing. I was into that. I'm like, man, that's a really fucked up tattoo.
Some of the stuff is it's interesting.
It's interesting, yeah, but I'm like, dude, this is weird. Let me even watch this shit.
It's fucking Bachelorette and I'm going to give you a rose because I want to fuck you. And
I'm sure you turned into the Bachelorette to see who was the hottest one, or the Bachelor.
So
yeah,
I'm going to take that rose.
I'm going to take that rose back. That means everything. But he didn't give me a rose, Bill. He gave me a carnation. He gave me a weed.
Here's a dandelion.
Here's a dandelion. Here's a bouquet of dandelions.
You're slow on the uptake of sounds.
Yeah, today it's really not a sound effect day.
It could be that.
In a world far away, they continue doing this podcast.
Amazing, isn't it? There's really no restrictions.
There is no restrictions. There is nothing that is taboo on the podcast. We
can say anything we fucking want.
Yeah, I know. It's great. Isn't America great?
It's America. Freedom of speech.
It's freedom of speech. Damn it to hell. But I mean, that's some funny shit. I was... And you and I watch a TV show, Mom, is about alcoholic families.
Yeah.
Because we can relate to that shit because we're just as fucked up as that way. But I was watching an episode last night. It was funny. Because you ever come up with names of bands off of stupid shit? It's like, oh, that's a great name for a band. When you hear something or you see something. Oh, fuck, that's a good name for a band. So last night they were talking like, I'm going to come up with a new band that's going to be called Angry Nipples.
Angry Nipples.
Angry Nipples.
So what is their logo for Angry Nipples?
It's just a big pointy nipple with maybe cross-eyed. I don't know. Two nipples.
How about knives sticking out of the nipples?
The nipples are knives.
Instead of shooting milk, they can shoot acid.
Yeah.
Angry Nipples.
LSD. Yeah. Little liquid LSD.
Not that acid. I mean acid.
Oh, you mean battery acid, man. That would burn the nipple. So, burnt nipples. There's another name.
Burnt nipples.
Furry nipples.
Almost gotten to that point.
Almost got to that point, man. I know that's some crazy shit. But again, sometimes I hear shit. I'm like, oh, that'd be a good name for a band. So, hey, if you guys have any great band names out there, email us, man, or send it in our comments section of the podcast, man. We'd like to hear.
None of you fuckers are emailing at all. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You fucking retards.
Just email and say, you guys suck.
Yeah, you guys blow. At least give us the finger, man. I mean, we got a few people following us who send some comments, but come on, man, we want to hear your shit. Because if you're listening to this, you're just as fucked up as we are.
Well, especially if you listen to
especially me, is that what you mean?
No. If you listen to the whole episode, then you're like, okay, you're fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's crazy. But, so I think maybe next week we'll do the reality TV thing. That sound like a winner? Yeah, so for today, let's why don't we wrap this up? Let's flush another episode down the tubes, man. And I am your host. Yeah, it was a good one, man. It was a good day. So hey, I am your host, Andy Jordan. And this is my partner always from Topeka, Kansas.
The jerk.
So hey, man, we're out of here for this week. Please tune in next week. Be kind, love each other. Wear your face mask.
And don't tell anybody who's not wearing one that they're a fucking asshole, because none of your fucking business what other people do. You can only take care of yourself.
I know. So later, my brother.
Anyway. All right.
Be kind. Yeah. Peace out, man. And
all right. Have fun.
Hey, this is Andy George from Cosmic Debris. I wanted to let you know that you could reach us by email at cosmic.debris.2020@gmail.com. So if you have any thoughts or suggestions or anything you'd like to share with us, please email Andy and the Jerk at cosmic.debris.2020, and we'll ignore it just like we do anybody else's email. But thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next show.